Hello, my name is Jonathan, and I'm a caregiver for my wife, Lynn, who has a brain injury. And what are we doing today, Lynn?
Horseback.
We're going horseback riding, and not just anywhere. We're up in the Adirondacks at Adirondack Saddle Tours. So let's get going. I was so excited for all of us to get on our horses that I forgot to do the intro. We're at Adirondack Saddle Tours in Eagle Bay, New York. They're a tremendous organization, and I highly recommend you check them out. And I'm going to remind you to do that again later. Okay, we're off and riding. I got a GoPro mounted to my chest so we can see what's going on here. Lynn is on a horse named Dax. My horse is the owner's personal horse, and his name is Jeb. And Justin's on a horse named Scout. And they're all beautiful horses. And there's a number of other people with us behind us as well. And we're making our way up the hill through the woods. And this is the first time Lynn has ridden on a trail, done any trail riding after her disability. As you can see, we do have people from the Root Farm assisting Lynn. You got Roger, and you got Alexis and Gabby, and they're all helping her. They came up here to assist Lynn. They're doing what they call sidewalking, so should she have any trouble, they're there to make sure she stays on the horse. And this is what you do when you have somebody with disabilities. It's recommended that you do have sidewalkers and somebody leading the horse as well. The owner of Adirondack Saddle Tours is a gentleman by the name of John Evans. And John is a great guy. I had never met him before, but now that I have, I'm sure I'll meet him a lot more times in the future. Roger Pape from the Root Farm had a chance to interview him earlier. So let's break from our riding right now and go to that interview.
All right, we're here today in Inlet at Adirondack Saddle Tours. I'm with John Evans. He's the owner, and he's allowed us to come up here today to do some riding. And Lynn's going to be riding today her first trail ride on Dax. So, John, how did you get started in horseback riding and doing this?
Well, I worked at a stable starting when I was 6 years old. I cleaned stalls with a friend of mine, Michelle DeCamp, had a stable.
Okay.
And I rode quite a few years then. And then I rode some when I was in the Rockies. And then I got back in the early 80s. I wanted to be an outfitter and a guide. Okay. So the first horse I bought, I realized that, it gave me a lot of calmness riding in the woods with the horse. And so the following year, when I bought another half dozen horses, Catholic Charities in Rochester contacted me.
Okay.
And asked me if I'd take some adult CP people on the horseback.
Palsy, yeah, cerebral palsy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they had some serious disabilities.
Right.
But,
okay.
And so we set it up, and they came up, and there was 4 ladies and a gentleman, and the gentleman stayed on the bus, and the caregivers all told me, well, he just likes to ride the bus. He never really joins in. He's nonverbal. He understands like food and bathroom, but other than that, he just likes to ride the bus. So we spent a couple hours walking the ladies around and around. You know, we had 2 spotters and somebody leading the horse. And in the time we walked the ladies around, the guy had moved to the front seat of the bus and was pointing and making noise.
Yep.
So we decided we'd get him out and get him on the horse. And so we got him on the horse, and we walked him around and around and around and around. And I mean, as soon as we started to stop, he just, you know, he'd make us understand he did not want to stop riding that horse. So after about 45, 50 minutes, the caregiver says, well, we got to start heading back to Rochester to make dinner. And so she walks up beside the horse, and he's got a hold of the horn like this. And he had a big sombrero on it. It was really neat. And she says, you have to get off the horse. And he wouldn't pay any attention to her.
Not interested.
He just sat right there on that horse, and I don't know how many times, but it was a half hour, 45 minutes. And we, you know, from the time we started telling him, trying to explain to him that it was time to go and everything. And he wasn't going to let her. He had a hold of that horn and a big smile on his face.
And he was nonverbal, right?
See, he was 56 and he never spoke.
Wow.
And so now it's getting pretty late, you know, and this has been going on quite a while.
Yeah.
And the head caregiver, finally she steps up next to the horse. She stomps her foot, puts her hands on her hips, and whatever his name was, you have to get off of that horse. We have to go. And he turned his head ever so slowly to her, looked at her and says, no, I don't. This is my horse.
Wow, that's great.
And you ought to the looks on these ladies, because, you know, instantly they realized that everything they've been saying for the 20-some years that they've been his caregiver, that he was understanding everything that they said. He just really never had anything to say.
Used to have a can. Lynn's enjoying it. Thoroughly enjoying this. She used to riding in the arena. Now she's riding outdoors on the road. Under a beautiful, beautiful sky up in the Adirondacks. So they brought up an adaptive English saddle up from the Root Farm for Lynn to ride with. Hi. How we doing? Good. And because Lynn likes to ride on an English saddle, that's what she's used to. Everybody else is on a Western. I've never ridden on an English saddle before. And her saddle is actually an adaptive saddle, which is a little higher back, and it has a handle in the front for her. And that's not the saddle she uses in the arena, but they figured that riding out on the trail, it's a little bit rough, she's going up and down hills and stuff, this might be a better saddle for her. And they accommodated her because she's just kind of stressed out if she has to ride on a Western saddle, because it's not what she's used to. Turn around. Where are we going? Oh. What are you doing? You trying to overtake me, Justin? You trying to overtake me? Look out for the branch here. Go ahead. We got deer in the right over here. I don't see it. Oh yeah, I see the deer. So, yeah, there's some deer in the woods over here. Oh yeah, there he is, right there. Man, he's really... See it? There's a deer over there. Coming out across that driveway. Coming right along, coming parallel with us. The turkeys, they took off down here. Yeah. That was very exciting. She said, oh, that would be awesome, she goes. And so I've been asking her, and she's been remembering right along. Where are we going today? Or where are we going on Sunday, man? Horseback riding. Up in the Adirondacks. Where's that rain coming from? Is that supposed to rain? No, it's not snow.
So we just finished up on our trail ride today. Lynn did an amazing job. She used the adaptive English saddle on the trail. And I just want to take a second to introduce everybody. So on the left we have Mark and Bree, part of Adirondack Saddle Tours. They work with people with special needs and wounded veterans. They do trail rides, really great experience. They'll give you an awesome ride out here. And then John Evans is the owner of Adirondack Saddle Tours. Then we have Lynn from the Lynn Life, #1, right? Go Lynn.
Yes.
Then we have our Root Farm staff, Justin, Alexis, and Gabby. And actually this is the saddle that Lynn rode in today. It's our adaptive English saddle. So it gives her something to hold on to, has bolsters to help keep her legs from going back and forth, and it's just a great
A
saddle.
little higher back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you remember who you rode today? Very good. Good job. And we saw some turkeys out there. We saw some deer, and it was just a great ride.
This is a wrap, a chicken wrap, and then there's grilled cheese.
You're hungry,
Help
Lynn?
yourself.
Lynn's always hungry. She could go.
That's good, you know.
Okay, so if you're interested in doing some horseback riding in the Adirondacks, this is the place to call. Adirondack Saddle Tours. Call 1-800-HORSEBACK or visit them on the web at www.adkhorse.com. They're in Eagle Bay, New York, just a little bit north of Old Forge, so give them a call.
More than anything, it's really letting people know that all they got to do is call me at 1-800-HORSEBACK will get to me, or leave a message if we're all out. And anybody with any kind of disability, we'll get anybody on a horse. And it doesn't matter if you can't afford it, we'll make it work. You know, you're more than welcome to come. You know, it's the closest thing to magic on the planet, riding a good horse in the Adirondack woods. So feel free to give me a call and come enjoy a ride.
We'll see you next time on The Lynn Life.
If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and check out our other videos. We've been at this for almost a year now. Hit that like button and leave a comment. Let us know how we're doing and what you'd like to see.